All right, Cancer. How's it going? I'm getting ready to do a tarot reading for the sign of Cancer. This is Cardinal Water, and the moon is currently in Cancer. So we're all feeling that Cardinal Water energy, and I'm tapping in to see what is in the heart, on the mind, in that Cancer space. I'm going to offer some reflections, some messages, and I hope that they provide guidance, provide useful information on these transits, on this cycle that we're entering, that we're in, this moment for Cancer, for all of us, because we're all under this Cancer moon together. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. I'm excited to get this channel going. I'm having a really good time doing these readings. So shout out to my first few followers. Appreciate you guys. And what else? Yeah, I make herbal medicine. I make plant tools for spiritual growth, for spiritual work. You can see behind me, I brew a bunch of different extracts, oils. I'm going to be opening up my online shop soon. So I'll put that in the description down below. I think that's it. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Petra the Spark. I'm just getting started. Just getting started doing these readings. So, still feeling a little shy and really appreciating my first viewers. So thank you for being here. Let's see. What's going on for Cancer? What is going on for Cancer? What is in the heart for Cancer? What messages can assist Cancer? What does Cancer need to know for this moment, for moving through this cycle? Please communicate to me in a way I can understand. Please allow me to communicate in a way that can be understood. And please allow these messages to find those who need it. Wow. On the bottom of the deck, Cancer, is the Fool and Strength. That's a beautiful combination, especially for Cancer. And of course, Temperance is under here too. You know what? I'm actually going to take these two also. King of Pentacles in reverse with Temperance. Underneath the Strength on the bottom. Wow. It's like taking my breath away a little bit. Do you see how much yellow color is here? That is so bright. Future is bright. This moment is bright. There's a bright new beginning, a bright opportunity. Cancer is finding... Cancer, you're finding yourself in a place where you actually have the strength to do something you didn't before. You actually have the reserves, or you have the maturity, or you have something built up, some internal work that you've done, healing, that has put you in a position to actually be able to have faith in a way that you haven't before. King of Pentacles and Temperance feels like this foundation of some kind of healing, some kind of balancing or internal work that has been going on for a while. It feels deep. Feels like a, Saturn return kind of deep, like a 30-year process. Something that started 30 years ago happening, like coming back around to be fully resolved. And I think, there's a real deep level of healing around security, around stability, around having enough, being in a position where you feel safe enough to take a risk. That's incredible, especially for Cancer. Cancer is very concerned with safety because this is our soft spot. Cancer is wherever you really, really care about something. I guarantee you, if you look at your astrological chart, you know, the full thing, where all the houses are, not just your primary planets. If you look at your whole chart and you look at where Cancer falls in your chart, whatever house that is, I guarantee you that's where you're going to have a soft spot. That's where you're going to have something that you really deeply care about. And so therefore you feel defensive over it. You protect it fiercely. And so that Cancer type energy deals with a lot of that lack of security or trying to find security around, you know, vulnerability. Think of the crab. It has that soft internal space, so it has its hard shell. This feels so solid and secure. There's no holding back in the Fool. That's the beautiful side of the Fool. It's the energy of Aries. It's that full moon that we had a week ago of stepping out and going for it and having that faith. I think that's something that Cancer really struggles with. And if you think about, you know, Cancer being at a square with Aries, right? Aries is cardinal fire and Cancer is cardinal water. That crab-like energy really doesn't like to take risks. That is an unfamiliar place for Cancer to be in. And I think it's an uncomfortable place for us to put our most vulnerable selves in, right? We often like to, if you really care about something, you usually make sure that it's going to go well before you even take a risk, right? It's easy to take a risk about something you don't care about, right? But when you really care, that's when you want to make sure that you're not going to step off the edge of a cliff. So Cancer, this is a very clashing energy with cardinal water. And I like to see it here backed up, number one, by strength. Because that says, this is also fire. This is like the Leo energy with this lion. But this also has this this is a really beautiful mothering energy too, which feels very parallel to Cancer, right? You see how she's petting the lion and he's feeling all good. That sort of softness and care feels really good for Cancer. It feels like this level of risk taking feels safe. There is something to come back to. It's like you can go out and take the risk if you know you can come home and you're going to feel comfortable. You can, you can venture out if your house is safe. That's what this says, right? And this is like backed up by this this King of Pentacles and this Temperance. This says to me there's this very divine intervention, support from your angels, your ancestors, your internal compass. There's this internal shift that's putting Cancer in a position to be very solid, to be very secure. 10 of Pentacles. And boom. Let's see more about how, oh my God, holy shit. We've got 3 kings on the board, ladies and gentlemen, along with the Empress. These 3 popped up in reverse. King of Wands, the Empress, and the King of Cups in reverse. What the hell? This is such a royal, I mean, we don't even have it's all court cards and all majors. And it's a very masculine, feminine. So we've got these two feminine characters here. So divine. The Empress and Strength. Look at them. Talk about mothering energy. Talk about being in a creator space. Those two cards are like, it's making my head spin almost. Yeah, this is giving me this feeling of almost like this Cancer sitting back and denying love, denying passion, being very closed off. This Empress in reverse. This is like these two kings are coming to court the Empress. You see how they're both facing her? He's offering a cup. He's offering his wand. This is emotion and connection. And this is passion and inspiration, right? So this Empress energy is looks like she's being offered these two, incredible connections, and she's just kind of sitting back. The fact that they're all in reverse, it's like, feels like I don't date, or I don't talk to people, or there's maybe this is what is being healed. This king over here. It's almost like this Empress is saying, I know that I can't accept these offers until I feel solid myself. There's a not wanting to be stable, a not wanting to be destabilized. She knows her value. Like, see how she's sitting back in her chair? This is an image of going like, okay, I know I'm really valuable. I know, I'm trying to create something. This is what I value. This is what I care about. And if something is going to come into it, I know that I need to be in a solid place in order to receive those things. I think this is this process. This feels like this process that has been going on. Like the past. Maybe this is the past 30 years. Maybe this is the past couple of years. Somebody, it's almost like cutting off offers, cutting off engaging around the thing that you really care about, and really working on stabilizing yourself. And it's this kind of like, no, I can't even entertain that. I can't even taking responsibility. Wow. The 3 and the 4 of Pentacles. The 3 in reverse. So the 3 of Pentacles in reverse came out under the Empress. This is exactly what I was just saying. Not wanting to work on things with people. Not wanting to collaborate. The three of Pentacles is this image of people collaborating. This guy's working. I think this is actually supposed to be the Fool and the Hermit. This guy. It's like there's this consulting. Different people have different parts of the plan, and they come together to create something. There's a building generating together. So this isn't underneath this Empress in reverse. It's like what I was just saying. There's this energy of, no, I can't share myself. I can't work with anybody. I need to get my shit together. There's something. And then the Ace of Cups. Right? So there's a offer of love. There is new love. There is desire. There is fresh beginnings of emotion. It's like that. It feels like a wave coming in on this guy, holding everything back. This looks very destabilizing, this Ace of Cups, to this long-standing pattern going on here of I can't work with it. There's this is the crab shell I was talking about. This Four of Pentacles, you can't get any more crab shell than that. It's like, I can't afford to let anyone in, and I can't afford to let anything out either. It's a lack of receiving and a lack of giving. So this is a refusal to work with others. This is a refusal to share your soft spot, to share the things that you care about. I feel like this Cancer moon is finally bringing us to a point, or Cancer energy is finally getting to a point where it's understanding that, oh, I have to take responsibility for how I share myself, right? That it's like, there's this, it feels like it's been, I keep saying this 30 years thing, it feels like it's been a long time, a pattern, a long-standing pattern. And stubbornness, there's a stubbornness, but also like a recognition of really coming to terms with this fact that you're responsible for how your relationships go. And I see Cancer actually taking responsibility. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah. Could not get any more clear. The Magician, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. All upright at the bottom. Look at all this yellow. Look at all this red mirroring the Fool and the Strength. This says take control. This is an image of someone stepping into their power. Someone recognizing that they are responsible for themselves and really taking care of themselves. It's like, we've also got the King and the Queen here now of Pentacles. There's so many majors here. It's amazing. Bravo, Cancer. I feel like you've done a lot of work to get yourself into this position, or you're doing a lot of work. This is a scene of someone nourishing themselves, taking care of themselves, recognizing that they're the ones in charge of their life. Like, this is someone going, I taking pride. That's the word that I want. It's like not just taking responsibility, it's like taking pride in the fact that you're responsible for yourself. I think there's this thing that can happen, right? Victim blaming, that's not what it's called. Victim mentality and and blame, they go together. Yeah, it's this like victim mentality that Cardinal Water can get in, of like, oh, I take care of everybody, I nourish everyone, I take care of everyone, so I run myself dry, right? That's the cliche about Cancer, that they just give and give and give and don't know how to, sort of be selfish or take for themselves. This is such a solid, like the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles. It's like, this is such a solid person who actually enjoys taking care of themselves. It's not this like, oh, no one's going to take care of me, so I guess I have to do it. I take care of everybody else and no one takes care of me. So, right? The Cancer is associated with the moon. It's associated with mothering energy, caring deeply. And there's a real long-standing pattern. We all see this in our moms at some point. We all see this in the person in the group or at your job, or whoever is the one who like takes a lot of responsibility for others, has that mothering energy. You always see that person getting run dry, right? People don't appreciate them. People take advantage of them. Everything just ends up falling on their plate. And this feels like there has been a very deep shutdown around that has allowed some kind of massive internal shift. Maybe it has a lot to do with what's happened this year, in the world, like the way that we all have had to adjust the way that caretaking happens in families, right? Like childcare, elder care, caring for people who are not well, right? Like all of these things have suddenly become very important. And it's become this thing that's like shifting, and people are having to negotiate who is doing this, who is taking care. I'm almost feeling this feeling of like mothering energy in general has been in this pullback. Like, I've been giving too much. I've been too giving. I've been too generous. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how much you want this from me, how much you want that from me. It's like, this Empress is fed up with that. She's fed up with these kings. She's not a queen. She's above these kings, actually, right? This is a major arcana. These are court cards. It's like, yeah, they're kings, but she's looking at them like, you just want something from me. It's reminding me of my grandma, who's a Cancer moon. This is hilarious. In the past couple days, it's not hilarious, but the timing of it is on point. Past couple of days under this Cancer moon, my grandmother, who's 90 and a Pisces sun, Cancer moon, she has decided that she's like done talking to people. She's very popular in her community. She's a pillar of her community. Everybody loves her. And her entire life, people have kind of gravitated towards her because she is so empathetic. She has that mothering energy. She mothered like the entire town. And she has all these younger friends who keep wanting to talk to her. And she has gotten to this point where she said, I'm not getting anything out of this conversation. They just want to talk to me because it makes them feel good. They're not concerned with how it makes me feel. And I'm done. Like, she has started cutting people off literally by going, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And it's like, it's hurting people. People are shocked because her whole life she's been very giving. This is almost what this looks like to me, is like, that scene with my grandma where you have someone who, you know, everybody loves this person, or this person is so giving and so generous, and so she's always says yes. And then at what point does she say no? Right? At what point does she turn down all these offers of love, of affection, of people going, oh, we value you, we value you. There's this pulling back. There's this kind of like, wait a minute, this isn't feeding me. Is this feeding me? Establishing boundaries that, yeah, this is a very like a beautiful process of establishing boundaries, establishing what is and what isn't gonna pass through your space, right? What is and what isn't gonna happen, what you're going to allow and what you're not going to allow. And then really basing that off of like, what is reciprocal? What creates equilibrium emotionally? I care about this thing. Is it giving back to me? Like, this is such an evolved Cancer reading, because it has so much balance to this mothering energy, the Cancer. It's like, if we can figure out how to be in this vibe about the places that we're really vulnerable and the places that we really care about, right? That's when amazing things happen. When you can go, you know, I can make myself vulnerable. I can take a risk. I can step out on my faith, because I know that I've done what it takes. Wow. This is incredible. This is Cancer bringing in a whole new reality, a whole new. This. It's like Cancer is actually being an individual. Cancer is actually going, no, this is what I want. I think that the joke about Cancer is like on their deathbed, a Cancer will ask you like, is there something I can get you? Like that'll be their last words. Like, how can I help you? And this is so the opposite of that. This is so, I'm ready for this new beginning. Every other reading that I've done, I started on what, Sagittarius? Every other reading that I have done so far on this channel, it's been about this new beginning that is coming in. And almost every other sign, it's kind of been like a push and a pull, or a tension, or something that's blocking it, or something that that we're doing to sabotage the blessing that's coming in, sabotage the new beginning. There's all this tension around this new beginning in all the other readings. And here, it feels like Cancer is ready. It feels like our soft spot is ready to open up. Leave it to Cancer. I feel like all the other signs have been getting like pushed into it a little bit, right? Leave it to Cancer to be like, no, I will take that step when I'm good, well, ready. And let that be a reminder that it's okay to do that. You don't have to open yourself up until you feel strong enough to do so. There's a reason, you know what I mean? We can often blame ourselves and be like, or be hard on ourselves for not putting ourselves out there, taking a risk, but thank yourself for knowing better this whole time, and for being patient, for waiting until you were in a secure enough position. It's such a beautiful level of personal responsibility. It's the opposite of taking responsibility for everyone else at the expense of yourself, which is what Cancer is known for. It's the opposite of that. It's taking responsibility for yourself, for your own reality. I create my own reality so that you can actually accept and be present, and so you can take risks from a responsible place. So you can open up from a responsible place. That's such an interesting, like, almost polarity in Cancer energy, and feels like a really important shift for everyone, for us to be going through. This Cancer moon is falling exactly halfway between the full moon in Aries and the new moon in Libra next week. So, you know, this whole cycle that began with that full moon, it's like it lines up with the zodiac in that way where each week is a quarter, and it feels like a really beautiful, like I'm hearing like gears clicking into place, this kind of like a lock turning. Feels like a key has like inserted in a lock and turned, and someone's going, I'm ready now. Bring it on. I waited until I knew that I could open up. And it's not that, it's not that thing that I was talking about before, where Cancer can, you know, really operate from a place of not having any faith and needing to see what's down below. This is the opposite of that. This is, again, a very healed version. It's like I can take the step, I can accept, I can receive, I can have faith, I can be present because I know who I am. I know where I stand. It's not about I need to know what's about to happen, or, I need to know the outcome, or I need to know the other person's intention. It's, I know where I stand here. I know the ground that I stand on. This is the most, these two cards are like the most secure, solid, feminine energy you could possibly imagine. This image, it's like she is like pre-queen, and this is the queen. It's like talking the talk and being able to back it up. It's being able to build yourself up and give to yourself. I feel like that is just, wow, it's just incredible. I'm kind of going like, okay, Cancer, damn, like put me to shame type of I wasn't expecting, you know, I think, yeah, it feels like emerging from this really long pattern with this sort of sudden sense of security, suddenly recognizing how much you've healed, suddenly finding yourself on solid ground after being used to being in very choppy waters. But it doesn't feel destabilizing. It doesn't feel like Cancer is avoiding it. It feels like Cancer is choosing it. Cancer is saying, yes, I can bring down, I'm choosing to bring down the walls that I've erected around myself to keep everybody out. I'm choosing to, you know, open up that hard shell and let it's so powerful. Good for you, Cancer. Fuck. I feel like Cancer always gets such a bad rap for being pushovers or, too sensitive or crybabies or whatever it is. But, don't forget that the cardinals, right? Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. Cancer it's associated with the moon and that mothering energy and that like tight orbit where you go or you pay attention to what you care about. So that level of forcefulness, it's like, I feel like there was this internal process brewing under the surface. Maybe Cancer wasn't even aware of it themselves. It's like this I'm seeing, somebody who's for years and years constantly like devastated by, whatever, getting rejected, whatever it is, and closes himself off, goes into like a deep depression, and then kind of emerges from this place of really feeling good about themselves, from this place of feeling really powerful and being actively willing to be open, actively willing to take risk, to take a step in a new direction, to actually take a risk. I love it. Fucking love it. Any other messages for Cancer? Advice for Cancer. Some individuals, I feel like Cancer individuals might still be in this mode. Trust what's brewing under the surface, okay? That's what this ace is here for. It's like, I think Cancer can feel it, but I think maybe the people around Cancer might not. You still may be appearing. Cancer people might still be appearing in this way. Of being very defensive, shut down. We may still, in this moment, be really guarded about our vulnerable spots. We may be really guarding what we care about. But this reading is serious confirmation that whatever it is you're doing under the surface, whatever it is that you're doing within this little cocoon, within your closed off defensiveness, it's like, it is in fact putting you in a position to manifest the level of stability, to create the level of stability for yourself that allows you to step out, express yourself, take a risk. There's this, either Cancer can feel it and people around you can't see it, or you're not showing it yet. It's building. It's approaching. Cancer might not even be aware of it. This might be news, that like, I feel like we're all gonna come across this differently, right? Like, it's almost, there's a jarringness, but not internally. The jarring, it feels like this external, like the surety, the clarity, the understanding of like, I am now in this position. All of these yellow cards, it's definitely in contrast to this gray row of cards. And see how the hand is actually like facing this 3 and this 4 of Pentacles. This is the shell. Right? These are Cancer's walls. And yeah, there's some disconnect. It's not even a disconnect. That's too harsh of a word. Just, what's the word? Juxtaposition? Like, maybe there's kind of an awareness within Cancer that, okay, this shell I've outgrown. This shell is too small for me now. I don't need it. I don't need it anymore. I don't need to be doing this anymore. Advice for Cancer about that. About emerging from this shell as this independent, secure person who can take risks because they know who they are, they know where they stand. Advice for Cancer. Four of Pentacles on the bottom. Okay. All right. Jeez. You don't have to hit me over the head. The Fool, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Swords is upright, and the Fool and the Ace of Wands are in reverse. This is hilarious. So we now have 3 aces. And both Fools. Okay, this is the advice. Allow yourself to change your mind. There's going to be like a piercing through of that shell that's going to bring in this Fool energy, this ability to take risks. It's like I'm hearing like just jump or just go for it. There's a need to change the way you're thinking, the way you're speaking. There's a need to initiate contact. There's a need to express something, say something. This Fool and this Ace in reverse. So under the deck was this guy, this 4 of Pentacles. And here's this Fool and this Ace of Wands in reverse. It's like what Cancer is holding back, what this shell that Cancer's built up around their soft spot. It's like there's something really passionate that Cancer might feel foolish about. Like the thing I'm hearing, like, just say it. Like, just be willing to express the things that you feel might make you a fool. Like, oh, it's so interesting. Like, there is a moment where that dynamic is going to have to be pierced through. There's going to have to be a shift. There's something that's going to have to initiate a shift. You've been doing all this internal work. You've been building up all this internal stability, this internal self-worth, this ability to stand on your own 2 feet. You've been building that up. I don't think Cancer is unaware of it. It's like Cancer is going, I'm ready. I just don't know how to take the first step. Or the first step is here. it's coming into me, but I'm still closed off to it, even though this is what I mean, disconnect. It's like when you know you're ready, all you need is that little push. It's like something unravels it. You pull one little string and the whole sweater unravels kind of situation. It's like Cancer is so ready. There's so much energy here on the board. There's so much mastery and forward movement, and like, I am ready to go. This is like this gray 3 and 4 of Pentacles is sticking out like a sore thumb. I think it was Gemini that had a similar color scheme where it was, their one gray card in the middle, and then they had all these colorful yellow and blue all around them. But that was like Gemini was, like I said, Gemini was resisting. They were like resisting even seeing it. They didn't want to, they were literally fighting and resisting what was trying to, all the good shit that was trying to come into them. This feels like very different. It feels like I know that I'm ready. I'm almost over prepared, but I still don't know how to, but I still have this wall in place. I still have my shell up. I don't know how to, there's like water trying to pour in, but the shell is still up there. And I think what might be, it's like the last, thing that's holding that shell up, that's going to be unraveled with one. It's like the last thing holding that up is this. I'm going to look like a fool. I feel too much. I care too much. I have too much. It's like literally just not knowing how to go about saying it. It's like, I don't know how to go out saying this. I care so much. I'm ready to open up. This advice said, this Ace of Swords is beautiful advice. It says, go for it. It says, just say it. You have done the work. You are in a place where it's actually not going to affect you. That's the reality here, is that you're not going to look like a fool because you are in such a good place. You're not looking for outside validation. You don't, you are self-sufficient emotionally. You're not like, so you can put yourself out there, even, it's like you can afford to. And so this is just this like beautiful reminder of that it literally feels like just poking someone's like worked themselves up to do something they're nervous to do, and they've got everything, they've done everything, they waited until they were ready. It's like, and then they're standing at the edge of the slide or whatever they're gonna go down. They're standing, at this edge of this cliff, like, oh my God, am I gonna do it? And it's just a little, like, it's just one poke that'll push you over the edge. This says, all you have to do is say it. All you have to do is initiate some kind of expression, some kind of communication, even small, about that thing that you feel so strongly about. What's the word for that? Like corny. It's almost like, when people are afraid to be corny because they care so much. Well, we got to play it cool. Got to play it, I don't really care. This says stop acting like you don't care, right? Stop acting like that's not something you're passionate about. Just let it show. And I feel like there's this sense that as soon as you speak one word on it, as soon as you let it, out of your mouth, as soon as you send that message, as soon as it's like, as soon as that happens, there's a recognition that there was nothing to be afraid of, or like, yeah. That's a beautiful reading for Cancer. I really appreciate that message. We all have a soft spot that we protect. We all have, the things that we care about deeply. And this is just a really beautiful collective message about that. About, how far we've come. And just like, when you have worked yourself into a position to be able to take a risk, that just one little word, one little action can create a whole cascade of, consequences that are in your favor. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate this time to check in with the moon and to check in with the signs. So I will do, who's next? Leo. Leo is next. So I will see you then. Thank you for tuning in. Sending you protection if you want it, and I'll see you around.